Hey, I'm a trans woman. Listen to me roar. Meow. Guess what? Being kind has its rewards. I'm enjoying one right now. It's like 100 degrees out here or higher. It's really hot here in Vegas. And I'm proud to say yesterday I used my new empathy awareness. And I think I was able to turn it on purpose, maybe. Yeah. I was standing in line at the convenience store, my local corner store here, to buy this soda pop, and it was a long line, and it was a lot of people were staring at the cashier. I had huge empathy for her, and I felt her feelings, like the hater man the other night that I recorded earlier. I talked about on the bus. I got the full force of his emotional power without wanting it. I felt his feelings and more than I wanted to because I think it was a self-defense that turns on, and I get extremely empathetic and more than a little telepathic, and I think it's a way of, it's a self-defense when I feel like I'm surrounded by people that might hurt me. You just never know. My long dormant abilities are most certainly waking up, and I think, and it's becoming really extraordinary. Last night I turned it on purpose. I think I was standing in a long line at the convenience store. Everybody's hot, sweaty, and tired. We all just got off work, or all just got off the bus. Everybody's miserable in this heat. We all want a nice, cool drink. There was one woman working at the cash register in the store, and there were about 20 of us in line. I felt empathy for her because you know how I am about getting stared at, all right? She didn't like, I knew what she was, I felt her feelings. I know, not only did yes, I know what it feels like. I have been a cashier before under pressure in past jobs. I know what that feels like to have eyes on you when you're trying your best to stay focused and work and get through one customer after the other and keep your rhythm. Yeah, it's a hard job. Much respect to people who do it. I've done it. I've walked a mile in your shoes. I know what it feels like to be the only cashier with 20 people in line trying to get out of the store. So I made a decision to be a kind and decent human being. It's gold. Next time you want to say something nice to somebody, don't hold back, please. Because I told him and it felt good, and I'm proud of myself for doing it. Because that woman was working her butt off. And I decided I wanted to, even though I know what it feels like to be in her position, I wanted to know what she was feeling. And somehow I turned it on. I opened the door, the empathic scanner, my Geiger counter, whatever it is. I made it turn on, I think, and I felt her feelings. And I was reminded that I don't like to be stared at by 20 people, you know. Anyway, so I don't know if she felt it. I don't think so. I mean, are there other empaths and like people who are better at using their psychic abilities that can inform me on this? When you connect with somebody like that and you're feeling their feelings, are they aware that somebody is sharing it with them or looking in on them? I don't know if she was able to sense that. I'm curious, and I didn't have time to ask her. And it's not going to work to ask somebody something like that a day later. But anyway, when it was my turn to step up to the cash register, and I put my cup down, and while she's doing her job and scanning my cup and doing all that stuff, you know what? I said, I'm going to say it. And this courage came from the same place as it was on the 4th of July when I told off that mean old man with his stupid red hat on, his stupid MAGA hat. Told him to quit staring at me and call him a fucking Nazi. That felt good to stand up and fight back. But you know what also feels good in the same way? Being kind. Choosing empathy and kindness for others feels just as good to me as fighting back against a bully. Better, in fact. So I found my courage. I found my pride. And you guys don't understand what it's like to be trans. How hard it is to do voice training for a lot of us. As I've explained in other videos, the hormone replacement therapy that I've been on for the last few years, it does not change voice. And because of that, because I'm still walking around with this voice that I don't really like, for the longest time, I wouldn't speak up anywhere in public. I would just go home, go to work, go home, go to work. But I didn't interact with people for the last several years until I moved back here to Vegas, and something happened. Riding public transportation is what did it. Losing my car and riding the bus and starting over at the bottom with a whole new job and everything in my old city. It's not even a new city, but I came back and I had to start. Well, I'm starting over. It's hard. But you know what I'm trying to say here? I made a conscious decision last night. I said, I'm going to speak up and tell a stranger something nice. And I'm not going to be scared that they're going to make fun of me because of my voice. I spoke up. There was a chance she might have did a double take and went, "You're one of those, like people do to me," but she didn't. Because what I said to this cashier was, while I was paying and swiping my card and all that, I caught her eye. Knowing there's 19 pissed off people behind me wishing me to hurry the fuck up and get out of their way so they can get on with their evening. I found the courage to use this voice that I'm so embarrassed about because it draws attention that I don't want. And, but I'm learning to not be ashamed of it. And I'm proud of myself when I stood up to that bully on Independence Day. And I'm proud of choosing to be kind to a hard-working person who had a lot of pressure on her. So when I caught her eye, and in that high-pressure moment, I took the time to just tell her, "You're doing a very hard job, and you're doing it very well. Keep up the good work." And then I read her name badge and said her name. Watch my other video about the guy who cleaned up that gross mess on the corner between me and the store. The immigrant guy. The smile that man had was just like the smile that this American woman got when I told her that. Eyes changed. Got big and happy. Smile was so beautiful. And she was stunned. And I know why she was stunned. Whether she knows I'm trans or not, believe it or not, bullies, not everybody knows. In fact, I literally just got hit on by a guy walking home just now from the bus stop. Another guy. He walks by and he smiles and talks to me and he's like, "Hey, can I get with you? Can I come back with you? Can I go home with you?" I said, "I'm going home to my wife." And he went, "Okay. Okay, bye." That's another video. But anyway, what I said to that cashier made her, it stunned her. She was stunned because people who, whether you're trans or not, people who look like me, who have my complexion, my hair and eye color, rarely, it's even more unusual when one of us does something like that. Because so many of us are cruel and selfish and lazy and just entitled and just awful people now. That's why I say I'm white with a small W. And those people those bullies, those haters, those bigots, they keep attacking me saying I'm not even white anymore. I guess when you put on a dress, you change races or something, but whatever. They're such idiots. Those guys are so pathetic. They can't even understand what I'm talking. If you're a good person and you're connecting with me right now and you're digging what I'm saying, please go in the comments and leave me a good comment, because I get ganged up on by haters and bullies and monstrous people. I want to see some love. I'm speaking up because I know lots of other people feel this way. I am not the only one. So if you agree with me, if you watch this video so far, please, I'm going to be one of those people. I'm going to ask you, like, subscribe, comment, engage with me and interact. And if you see a bully, a mean person saying something uncool or just awful in the comments, feel free to step in the ring and let them know that you don't like what they're saying to me. Okay? I need all the friends I can get. I'm trying to start something here, everybody. I think I started something on the 4th of July, and there's momentum building, and people are paying attention, and this is going to grow into something bigger than a YouTube channel, I hope, or a Facebook account. I am proud of myself that I chose to go beyond with empathy. I mean, more than an average person. Anybody can and should show empathy to strangers, especially a hardworking person under a lot of pressure being stared at. And yeah, I talk about that a lot, because for someone like me, being stared at is probably about the hardest thing to deal with in life. It can be. Being stared at can be brutal. Even if they're not staring at you with disapproval of your face, your transness, people can stare at you the way the other customers were staring at my new cashier friend and staring at the back of my head. Like high pressure, like, hurry up, do your job, get out of the way, you're in my way, I'm in a hurry, get the fuck out of my... That's still not nice, but the point is, it doesn't feel good to be stared at like that when somebody's looking at you like, any day now, come on, that's pressure, it's not fun. So I don't like being stared at. I'm far from shy, and like I've said in other videos, I like being looked at. I just don't like being stared at. And when I saw another human being at her job under a lot of pressure, being stared at by a lot of people, I stepped in the way I'm asking you good people to step into the comments with me. I know how she felt, and I didn't like it, because I don't like it when I'm in that situation. And I went above and beyond, because aside from showing normal person average empathy, I turned on my psychic thing somehow. I think I activated it somehow on purpose, because I wanted to connect with her. I wanted to really feel her feelings. And I don't know if she felt me doing that to her, but I got a big drink from her container, whether she knew it or not. I drank a big glass of empathy. All of this happened in just a minute or two. And that's all it takes, just a second or two. Just be kind to people. Please watch my videos, and you'll see that Malcolm Jamal Warner looking motherfucker, that bully security guard that terrorized me at the mall, who needled me and picked on me and pushed me and pushed me and pushed me and kept doubling down and tripling down that he's going to call me sir no matter how much I don't like it. That man chose to be mean and petty and stubborn and hateful. He made a poor choice. We all have choice. Don't you Christians talk about free will? I take that, at least in part, to mean what I'm talking about in this video. Choosing in a moment when you interact with another human being out in our shared society, when you choose to say, I'm going to take this moment and say something nice to her, instead of something mean. Because I could have just been like everybody else and said nothing at all. But I wasn't okay with that. I felt for her because I've been in her shoes. And I probably made a new friend. Because guess what? When I came back today, because I go there every day, she bought me a drink. It's sweet, it's cool, it's delicious, and it's free because I was kind. Please, love each other, be kind to each other. let's all fight the haters, the transphobes, the bigots, the racists, the homophobes, the Islamophobes. They're all just scared little cowardly, mean, awful people that the rest of us can put in their place. Let's put those creeps in check. Let's make this a better society and a better country for all of us. I'm not just doing this because I'm trans or for the other trans. I'm doing it for everybody because I'm a decent person. And I know there's a lot of other decent people out there who make good decisions to engage in empathy and kindness instead of cruelty and bigotry and hatred. So join me, please. I just got this, I got a hell of an imagination, but just walking home from the store, sipping my pop, listening to Michael Jackson, I'm chilling, and I had a good spring in my step. I'm feeling good. It's a good feeling. It's better than going outside and being scared all the time. So I am a transgender woman, and I go out into society on public transportation alone, unarmed, and unafraid. Join me. I got this image when I was walking home of, I had this fantasy of having a march of people, having us all organize and march up, down the strip, just right here in Vegas, let the whole world see us. Just be nice. Yeah, I'm going to say fuck you to Trump and be in the next protest for sure. But I'm talking about doing something different. Maybe we can start some kind of a be nice campaign or something. Empathy campaign. Let's restore decent civil society campaign. Let's put the bad guys in check campaign. And if they keep it up, we'll put them in jail where they belong. Everybody deserves empathy, kindness, and respect in our society. Everybody. Holy crap, I'm giving a speech again. I thought this was going to be like a really short video just to say, hey, I got a free pop. But, you know. All right, well, hey, if you hung with me this far, thank you so much. And I love you. Oh, my God, there's a freaky bug guy in here. Yay. Follow me through the door. Yikes. I'm going to go find the fly swatter. You guys have a wonderful evening. And if you're somebody that waited this long just to run to the keyboard and call me ugly and make fun of my 5 o'clock shadow and my thin hair and my deep voice, and man, you're pathetic. I hope you maybe, if you're that person, you got something out of this video that might give you a little bit of reason to think and have a conscience. I hope so. And I'm going to keep saying it. If you're one of those haters, right now, get your ass up and go look in the mirror and really think about what you're looking at. Is that you? Or is it just a container that you, the spirit, are residing in? That's how I see the world. I thought you religious people thought that way too, but maybe it's a little different. So we're going to explore that in videos, as well as other things. Me, I didn't look at the man in the mirror. I looked at the trans in the mirror and said, I'm going to make a change. Join me, whoever you are, please. God bless America.